Alright, Alden, Cisco Skills Test 1. So first thing we really need to do is pick the correct modules for these. So go ahead and turn this off. Get a WIC2 T card. Go ahead and place that in there. We'll place another one right here too. Turn it back on. Same thing with this one. Turn it off. Put in WIC2 T card. WIC2 T card. Turn it back on. And we need to name them. PCA. PCB. I guess we can just leave these regular switches. And router A. And router B. Next thing we need to do is cable these. And so between two routers, this is going to be a serial connection, and we'll go ahead and make S00 to S01. We'll go ahead and make this the clock rate side. And then what kind of cable goes between a switch and a router? A straight through. So we'll make this go in 01 to 00, and then a straight through from F02 to PCA, and a straight through from B, F00 to F01, and a straight through from F02 to PCB. Let's see. So let's just say she gives us the 192.168.0.0 subnet with a /24, which is also a binary subnet mask equals to 255.255.0. We're doing regular subnetting, so we need to borrow 3 bits. There's 3 networks. This is one network, and I'll go ahead and kind of outline this for you. Alright, so this will be one network. This will be one network, and this will be one network. And we'll just go ahead and pick random network numbers. So we'll make this one subnet 2, subnet 0, and subnet 1. Or actually, you know what? Just to make this easier, just make this, rearrange this. Subnet 0, 1, 2, 3. So we need 3 subnets minimum, right? So when you're looking at how many subnets you need when you're doing regular subnetting, you just look at this last octet, and we'll just go ahead and make that out to 8 zeros and one more 0 in there. So when you're calculating subnets, instead of hosts, you don't go to the from right to left, you go from left to right. So this first one, if we go subnets as 2 to the 0 power, or 2 to the 1 power, which is 2, will give you 2 subnets if we borrow that bit. If we borrow this bit, it'll give us 4 subnets. And we have 3, so we really only need 4 subnets. So the new subnet mask will be, I'll go ahead and move this over here. The new subnet mask will be 255.255.255.192 because we borrowed 2 bits. And if you were to look at this last bit in binary, it'd be 11000000. So we just borrowed those 2 bits right here for our 4 subnets. So let's go ahead and subnet the subnets. So subnet 0, we'll start off with 192. Just kind of make this a little easier on me. 192.168.0.0 will be your network address. Let's go ahead and fix that up. Net usable range and broadcast. Alright, so our usable, first one will be between .1 and we're going by increments of, if you count these out too in a decimal form, what's this first one going to be? 128 hosts per subnet, 64. So let's go ahead and calculate the next subnet host address for this, and this will tell us what our last one is. And this next one will go to 64. That means our broadcast will end in 63. And the usable range between .1 and .62. And we'll go ahead and backspace that. So I'm leaving out the last 3, but basically these first 3 are going to be these first 3 right here, and you should know that. That's subnet 0. Our next subnet is subnet 1. Our second subnet will be, let's go ahead and copy this. And what's the next one in this? 128, obviously. And we can even go ahead and do the next one after that. Subnet 3, which will be our 4th subnet, will be what? With 64 to 128, 192. Alright, well, let's find our usable range. .65, and the broadcast will be .127. .126. .129. .191. .190. And we'll go ahead and finish off with our last. Just to, finish the subnetting. .193 dash, let's see, this will be .254. No, sorry, 255. And this will be .254. And then that's the whole entire subnet. So let's see. We need to borrow 3 bits. How many usable hosts per each network? It'll be 64. So to answer task 1, we'll borrow 3 bits. And usable hosts will be, actually it won't be 64, it'll actually be 62, because we can't use the network in the broadcast, so that's a tricky one, so be wary of that. Let's see. So the second task, configure the IP addresses and do the basic configuration. Alright, so I'm going to show you a little trick here to do the base config real quick for this. So do config t, hostname, router A. Line con 0. Password Cisco. Login. Logging synchronous. Exit. And then line VTY 0 through 4. Login. No, well, you're supposed to do password first, but it doesn't matter. You can do either one. We'll just get a bunch of that stuff. Password. Cisco. Exit. Banner. MOTD. Please do not enter. Let's see. Enable secret Cisco and no IP int. Domain dash lookup. Exit. So to make this task really quick and simple so you can do all your others, all you gotta do is go to show run, spread it out, copy all this going up to right here. Well, I didn't copy right. You need to do a Shift C. So let me do that again. So let's go ahead and paste this, and don't really need this stuff. Don't really need any of this. Don't really need any of that. Go ahead and keep the enable secret. Host name will be router B, and yeah, Control C. All right, we'll go to this other router over here. Enable, config T, shift insert, exit. Oh yeah, exit. Don't forget to copyright start. Copy running config. Oops, startup config. Alright, same thing with router A. Copy running config, startup config. Yeah. Alright, so I just showed you a little trick to save a bunch of time. And it wants basic IP configuration. So go to router A, and I'll go ahead to make this a little bit easier on you. Go ahead and make this show the interfaces. Which it already is. Okay, F00. So we're going to assign the first usable address according to the notes here. The first assignable address in subnet 0. So we look at subnet 0. What's the first assignable? .1. So over here, config T, interface FA 0/0, IP address 192.168.0.1, 255.255.255.192 because we subnetted it. No shut. And if you look right here, look, that green light came on. So the second part is it wants a second usable host in the subnet. will be the workstations. So go to desktop. Second usable will be 192.168.0. What? It'll be a .2 because that's the second usable. Subnet mask will not be the default one. It will be actually 192. And the default gateway will be the interface, which is this one right here. It'll be 192.168.0.1. And just to test that we got this right, we can ping that other one. So we'll ping the default gateway 192.168.0.1. And look, it worked. So we know we did it right. So the second part of this configuration is we'll assign IP addresses to the LAN interfaces. So to finish this up, exit serial, no, not service, interface serial 0/0 IP address 192.168.0. We'll just make it the first usable one on the for subnet 1 here. Make it that first usable one. And this will be 255.255.255.192. No shut. We'll have the clock rate 64,000. And then we'll end and we'll copy, run, start. So we should be done with router A. So let's go to router B and go to config T. Now we want to add the first usable address for subnet 2 to router interface F00. So interface FA0/0 IP address 192.168.0 dot 129 255.255.255.192. No shut. And let's go ahead and finish that serial interface. And we'll go ahead and make it this second usable, which will be .66 for this one. So interface S00, no, not 00, 01. Let me just double check to make sure. Yeah, 01. IP address 192.168.0.66 255.255.255.192. No shut. And if you look, that light's turned green. Alright. End, copy, run, start. Alright, PCB. We'll go ahead and add it the second in the subnet for this one, so it'll be .130. So 92.168.0.130 255.255.255.192. Default gateway will be 192.168.0.129. Exit and let's go ahead and ping. So task 2 complete. Task 3, ping from PCA to PCB, and then ping from PCB to PCA. And we'll go ahead and ping, and what's that PC's address right there? It'll be .130, so 192.168.0.130. For some reason, oh, you know what? in order for us to ping across, we got to have well, actually, you know what? No, she gave you a tricky one. So the pings actually aren't successful, and the reason why they're not on this particular lab is because she didn't tell us to put in a routing protocol or put in a static default route going to these other subnets. So the reason why I said .01 here is the packet is leaving this PC, hitting that, but it doesn't know how to get to this subnet here, so it says, oh, I don't know where that's at, and it just stays and it comes back here and says SYNX refuse. So on both of these, fail, fail. Alright, and you didn't do wrong, it's supposed to fail. So task 4, she wants you to console in with a console cable from the PC to router A. So I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. And we'll go to here, we'll go to terminal, it's okay. Enable, and let's see what's going on with this. So we'll do a show IP route. Oh, sorry. And look, we only know how to get to 2 routes, .64 and .0. So that means, if you look at this PC can only get to this right here, within this little area here. It can't leave out. And same thing, when you console cable on this side, the same routing table will only see this area. And then task 5, what command did we use to check the routing table? Show IP route. But you got to make sure you're in, when you're doing it, you're in this mode here and not config mode. Or, yeah, I mean, let me just double config. Yeah, you want to make sure you're in that mode right there when you do show IP route, otherwise it won't work. And I believe that's all to your test. So, good luck.